band started as a solo project with some acid loop drums and the weirdest music I could think of, all the things that I couldn't do in a conventional rock and roll band. And then I met Marie.
We met on MySpace. I was hoping to leave the area and connect with people anywhere but Charlotte, and Eric said, well, let me show you some things about Charlotte maybe you hadn't seen. And we had a couple of dates and got to talking, and he said, you got kind of big hands. Have you ever played the bass?
Some of Charlotte. Send a Message, which is kind of the de facto title track, or thematic title track to our Feathers and Wax CD. The title is taken from the Icarus myth, which the song Send a Message is basically a telling of the myth, or commenting on the myth from the point of view of Icarus, who's deceased. To build the wings, you need the feathers and the wax, and then you can fly too close to the sun and plummet to your death. So the newest single we just released is called Needle, and it's kind of a classic breakup song in a lot of ways. It kind of has to do with when you have someone you've broken up with, but you can't really get shed of them. They're still hanging around. You still want to be friends, still want to be in your life.
And it was actually relegated to the dustbin, and I just, in listening to some recordings with his other band, the audience reaction seemed really positive for it. It's, kind of a catchy song, and I thought, well, why not rework this?
She dumpster dove it. I find patterns in all kinds of things. Whether I'm walking down the street, walking the dogs, and see address numbers, or a street name, or a defaced sign, or something like that. I'm hoarding these little artifacts, and I think I've had just enough training to be dangerous, where I can kind of snap them together like Legos.
Able to see them, but they can hear you. You may not be able to see them, but they can hear you. They're living in your blood. They're living in your blood. And when you bleed, you're spilling their seed. Occupy is one of the first things that's come down the pike in a while that's actually got people up off their seats and to take notice of these people down in the park.
We consider ourselves to be socially responsible.
1 out of every 3 homeless people you pass on the street is a United States veteran. Just because a lot of people want to be patriotic, but realize that really stretches sometimes outside of their comfort zone. And so trying to push the envelope a little bit.
Eric's wonderful lyrics support a lot of the things we feel and believe in and feel we need to comment on.
Corporations aren't necessarily people, being, I think, chief, but I take away from it.
it's an exciting place. There's a lot culturally relevant going on here.
And so we need a diverse group of people, and if you can cut through your whatever social differences you have with people in the audience and they react, well, that tells you something. It tells you something important.
We both love good music and great musicians and love rock and roll, all kinds of music. But we also like to see people kind of put on a bit of a show.
Just like that, no extras. Just like that, no extras. Just like that, no extras. Come on, let's go. Just like that, no extras. No extras. Back it up. No extras. Come on, y'all.
I really boil things down to pay attention to what's going on around you, and pick a side.